Nuclear reactor. The road to Blackridge Reactor had been erased from every map 20 years ago. Ryan knew that because he'd checked. 3 hours earlier, he and his cameraman Ellis stood at the rusted checkpoint while rain hammered the windshield of their van. Beyond the fence, cooling towers rose through the fog like giant gravestones. "No one's been here since the evacuation," Ellis muttered. Ryan smiled nervously and adjusted the camera mounted to the dashboard. "That's why this video is going to explode online." The sign hanging crooked beside the gate read, "Blackridge Nuclear Facility. Authorized personnel only. Radiation hazard." Someone had spray painted over the bottom half, "Do not go inside Unit 2. The reactor had shut down in 1997 after an unexplained emergency evacuation. Official records blamed a coolant system's failure. Unofficial rumours were worse. Missing workers, voices on emergency channels after the facility was already empty. Security footage sealed by the government. People nearby still called it the Whisper Reactor. Ryan climbed from the van, flashlight cutting through the rain. "Come on," he said. "We'll get the footage and leave before dark." Ellis stared at the towers. "You ever get the feeling a place doesn't want you there?" Ryan laughed. Then the Geiger counter on his belt clicked once. Tick. Only once, but both men heard it. Inside the perimeter fence, the silence felt wrong. Not quiet, muted, like the entire facility was holding its breath. Their boots splashed through puddles as they crossed the yard toward the reactor building. Floodlights towered overhead, dead for decades. Pipes snaked across the ground like bones. The reactor itself loomed ahead, a colossal concrete structure disappearing into darkness. Ellis kept filming. "So," he whispered into the camera, "Blackridge Reactor, abandoned after a classified incident in 97. The government sealed the site permanently. Nobody knows what happened inside Unit 2. The camera microphone crackled. Then a voice whispered through the speaker. "Don't." Both men froze. Ellis lowered the camera slowly. "You heard that?" Ryan nodded. "Probably interference." Neither of them believed it. The main lobby looked untouched. Dust coated the reception desk. Coffee mugs still sat beside ancient computers. A calendar hung on the wall. October 1997. Every page after that remained untouched. Ryan swept his flashlight across the room, then stopped. There were footprints in the dust. Fresh ones. Ellis saw them too. "We're not alone." The footprints led toward a stairwell descending underground. A red sign beside the door read, "Reactor Access, Unit 2. Ryan swallowed hard. "This is where the footage is." Ellis didn't answer. Somewhere below them, metal groaned, a deep sound, like something massive shifting in the dark. The stairwell spiraled downward for what felt like forever. The air grew hotter the deeper they went. Ryan's Geiger counter clicked faster. Tick, 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 tick. Sweat rolled down his neck. "How is there still radiation after all this time?" Ellis whispered. Ryan looked at the walls. They were covered in scratch marks, hundreds of them, some deep enough to expose metal beneath the paint. Mixed among them were words. Don't look at it. It speaks. We fed it. Ellis stopped filming. You think workers did this? Ryan didn't answer, because he'd just noticed the bloodstains. Old, brown, black smears leading down the stairs. The lights above them suddenly flickered. For 1 second, Ryan thought he saw someone standing at the bottom of the stairwell, tall, motionless, watching them. Then darkness swallowed it again. They reached level C 20 minutes later. The reactor access corridor stretched ahead into shadows. Emergency lights still glowed dim red along the ceiling, somehow alive after decades. The corridor walls were lined with sealed blast doors. Every single one was bent outward, as if something inside had forced them open. Ellis breathed heavily. We should go. Ryan nodded immediately, but then they heard it. A voice, weak, crackling through an intercom somewhere ahead. Hello. Both men froze. The voice came again. Please. Ryan stared down the corridor. There's someone alive. That's impossible. Help me. The voice sounded distorted, wet, wrong somehow, but human enough. Ryan moved forward before Ellis could stop him. The intercom hissed. It sees you now. Then the speaker exploded in static. The reactor chamber door stood partially open. The steel was warped inward like melted wax. Ryan shined his flashlight through the gap and immediately wished he hadn't. The reactor core was still alive. Not fully, but alive. A sick blue glow pulsed from the centre of the chamber, bathing everything in dim light. The heat hit them instantly. The Geiger counters screamed, and surrounding the reactor were bodies, dozens of them. Workers in hazmat suits, security personnel, scientists, all lying where they had died, some near the exits, some clawing at the walls. But the worst part, they weren't skeletons. They looked preserved, like they had died yesterday. Ellis gagged. Oh my God. Ryan stepped closer. One of the bodies moved, just slightly. Its helmet turned toward them. Inside the visor was a shriveled human face, still breathing. Its mouth opened slowly. Run! Then every corpse in the chamber inhaled at once. The lights died. Total darkness swallowed the reactor room. Then came the whispering. Hundreds of voices from every direction, right beside their ears, inside their heads. Stay. Don't leave. It's lonely. Ellis screamed. Ryan grabbed him and bolted for the exit. Behind them came wet footsteps, dozens of them, not running, walking, fast. The emergency lights flickered back on, and Ryan saw the workers. They were standing now, every corpse upright, moving unnaturally toward them. Some dragged broken legs behind them, others twitched violently, but all of them stared directly at Ryan and Ellis. The shriveled faces inside their helmets smiled. They sprinted down the corridor. The whispering grew louder. Ryan risked a glance backward and saw something huge emerging from the reactor chamber. Not human, not even close. It unfolded from the darkness in jerking movements. hands. A mass of burned limbs fused together beneath strips of melted hazmat material. Faces protruded from its flesh, dozens of them, mouths opening and closing, whispering endlessly. Its body glowed faint blue from inside, like the reactor lived within it. Ellis stumbled. Ryan grabbed him. Move! The thing scraped along the ceiling behind them. The corridor lights burst one by one as it approached. Pop! 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 Each explosion plunged more of the hallway into darkness. Then Ellis stopped dead. Ryan turned. Ellis was staring ahead, at the wall. Words had appeared in fresh blood. It learned your voice. What the hell is this thing? Ellis cried. The whispering immediately copied him. What the hell is this thing? But it came from directly behind them. Ryan turned slowly. The creature now stood at the end of the corridor, mimicking Ellis's voice perfectly. Its mouth stretched wider. Then all the faces screamed together. They reached the stairwell and slammed the door behind them. Something massive hit the other side instantly. The metal buckled inward. Ryan and Ellis ran upward 2 steps at a time. Below them came scraping, climbing, fast. The lights flickered violently. Ryan looked down. The creature was crawling up the stairwell walls like a spider. Dozens of human arms pulling it upward. Its faces whispered in overlapping voices. Ryan, Ellis, don't leave us. Ellis started crying. The Geiger counter was shrieking non-stop now. The air itself felt hot enough to burn. Then Ellis suddenly stopped moving. Ryan turned. Ellis stood frozen on the stairs, staring downward. His flashlight had gone out. In the darkness below, something whispered softly. Ellis. It sounded exactly like his mother. Ellis's expression changed instantly. Confused, emotional. Mom! Ryan grabbed him. Don't listen. But Ellis pulled away. The darkness below whispered again. Come home. Ellis slowly descended the stairs. Ryan screamed for him to stop. Then the creature lunged from the dark. Ellis vanished instantly. One horrible scream echoed upward and abruptly cut off. Silence. Ryan ran. By the time he reached ground level, the facility alarms were blaring. Red lights flashed across every corridor. A robotic voice echoed overhead. Containment failure detected. Containment failure detected. Ryan burst into the lobby. The front doors were chained shut from the outside. No, 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 no. Behind him came dragging footsteps, hundreds of them. Ryan looked toward the security office. Inside sat an old emergency radio. Static crackled from its speaker. Then a voice spoke. Calm. Cold. We told them not to enter Unit 2. Ryan grabbed the radio. Who is this? The voice ignored him. When Reactor 2 melted down, something survived inside the core. Radiation changed it, fed it. It learned us. It copied us. Ryan backed away as shadows moved in the hallway behind him. The voice continued. It can't leave the reactor unless someone opens the containment door from outside. Ryan's blood turned cold. He remembered the warped reactor entrance, bent inward. They hadn't forced it open. Someone else had. The voice on the radio whispered. And now it's awake again. The lobby lights went out. In darkness, Ryan heard breathing around him. Close. Too close. His flashlight flickered on weakly. The workers surrounded him. dozens of dead faces staring silently, and behind them stood the creature, towering near the ceiling, all its mouth smiling. One face pushed forward from the mass, Ellis, or what used to be Ellis. His face stretched unnaturally from the creature's flesh, eyes milky white. He smiled at Ryan, then spoke in a broken voice. "You left me." Ryan ran straight through the workers. Hands clawed at him, cold fingers grabbing his clothes. He burst through a side exit and stumbled into the rain outside. The cooling towers loomed overhead. Sirens echoed across the empty facility. Beside him, the reactor doors slowly opened. The creature emerged into the storm, and for the first time, Ryan realized it was growing. Its body expanded with every second outside the reactor. The radiation wasn't containing it. The reactor had been imprisoning it. Ryan sprinted toward the van. The creature copied his voice from behind him. "Help me!" Then Ellis's voice. "Ryan!" Then dozens more, screaming, laughing, crying, every victim it had ever taken. Ryan jumped into the van and slammed the door. The engine sputtered, failed, then started. Headlights cut through the rain and illuminated the road ahead. People stood there, workers, dozens of them, motionless in the storm. Ryan slammed the accelerator. The van tore through the gate and disappeared into the night. 3 days later, police found the van, abandoned 50 miles away. The camera was still inside. Most of the footage was corrupted, except the final 30 seconds. It showed Ryan driving through rain while breathing heavily. Then the camera slowly turned towards the passenger seat. Someone sat there, a burned figure in a hazmat suit, smiling silently at the camera. Then the footage ended with a whisper. "We're still inside you."